Did you know that's his actual name?
Scoobert Dubert.
Yes, Scoobert Duper.
A name only what's his fucking pothead would think of, I guess.
You know what Shaggy's real name is?
I'm sure you're gonna be telling me.
It's Norville Rogers.
I know that I knew that, but then I forgot the moment you asked me what his real name was.
Did you hear the news? Very important.
Oh, the
to me.
lesbian propaganda.
No, okay, yes, that's true. Velma is a lesbian, confirmed in the new Scooby-Doo movie, which I have not watched, but I do have a copy of. I'm very excited to watch that. But also, Benoit Blanc!
Oh!
Another detective! He's gay!
He's also gay. All the detectives become gay at some point.
So true! It's just the gayest profession you can have. Like... You're a private investigator? What are you investigating? Men?
So true.
No, but I was like, I woke up this morning and someone was like, did you know Benoit Blanc's, like, confirmed gay? And I was like, what?
Confirmed gay.
I was like, I'm not surprised, but thank you. But apparently, according to people who have seen the Knives Out sequel, which I'm so jealous of, like, why am I not in London right now watching it in the theater? Apparently you do see his boyfriend or husband or something in the movie. So it's not just like said. I was like, oh damn. And apparently like the cameo is like significant that everyone's like, oh my god, that cameo.
I love how that's the first thing I said. Get it, Kay? I'm sorry.
Get it, Mr. Blanc.
Oh my god.
I was like, I really woke up and I was like, damn, all the mystery loving gays. Me,
we win.
Are you really getting all the and I love Knives Out and I love Benoit Blanc, so I'm very delighted by this news. If you can't already tell, we will be covering Knives Out at one point.
Yeah.
Probably when the sequel comes out, so we have more to like talk about.
When the sequel comes out on Pirate Bay.
No, it's gonna be on Netflix.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's gonna be on Netflix, bestie. We can legally support Benoit Blanc's homosexual adventures as a detective.
Oh man.
No, so I was just really delighted. No, I was just really delighted. But anyway, SJ, how's going back to college been?
It sure has been. I guess.
Fucking nightmare.
Listen, my kind of college right now is more like homeschool than it is actually college. So I am setting my own deadlines. As you know, I am a slave driver to myself. So obviously I am in hell right now because of circumstances I've put on myself. This is self-inflicted.
I brought this on myself.
Yes.
Now I'm dealing with the consequences of my actions.
So
they certainly are consequencing.
It's an experience doing homeschool college. You, on the other hand.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm prepping for college, I'm inking an 18-page comic, I'm prepping for Comic-Con. Literally, if I sound a bit odd in this podcast, it's because my throat is blown to shit, because last Saturday, I went, like, across most of the artsy side of Makati for 3 different events.
Oh yeah, I saw your
went to, like,
Instagram story.
Yeah. I went to, like, a closet sale, and then I went to StickerCon to see my friends, and then I went to, like, the primary Risograph Studios here's event, Bad Student. And, like, I got home at, like, maybe 9, and I was like, damn, my voice is shot.
You've been busy.
I've been busy.
I am technically supposed to be on vacation, but then school started, so, you know.
So you're not?
I'm not. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm in Baguio again. That's why I have a cat with me.
Again. And Cleo.
She's not here right now, blessedly, because then you'd hear her in the background.
Speaking of, like, attachments to animals, what are we talking about today, SJ?
A certain dog owned by a polycule. That's it. Collectively owned by a polycule.
Just driving around in their little blue and green and orange van.
Aren't they technically supposed to be a polycule? Because it's like, they were made in, like, the hipster age or something like that?
Well, 70s,
Yeah.
so free love was like a
Yeah.
thing, and you know the hippie communes and like history have like had orgies and stuff. So if they were like doing like I guess a gritty reboot of Scooby Doo,
They would, but
They would
usually
probably
they're
go for
teens
it.
anyway, so.
yeah. I really love that. There's that one post I think our friend Stess sent me that was like Scooby Doo is just teens going, well, the police aren't doing anything. Guess we'll have to solve the crime.
Just like every other kids movie in the 80s, I would say.
It's just like Nancy
Yeah.
Drew, Hardy Boys, Geronimo Stilton. It's spooky season.
Yeah.
I love spooky season.
We don't celebrate spooky season.
Well, here's the thing. I did. My family
Mm-hmm.
does. Well, ish. When I was younger, they did. But like, I have like a little Halloween vest.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Halloween costume for a party. I'm not sure it's gonna happen, but I'm ready. I've got my. I'm not going. I refuse to go to a Halloween party without a costume. You're lame if you do that. Like, come on.
My Catholic
Like-
schools, like the amount of Catholic schools I went through, all of them are very, how do you say them? Very traditional.
Anti-Halloween.
Well, Halloween technically is a pagan holiday, so no,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be celebrating it.
You say that, but
I don't know. My
my Catholic school did.
my Catholic school is just weird like that.
Okay.
Wait, which Scooby Doo? Like Scooby Doo is like a whole thing, so like, it's like a cinematic
Yes, there are.
universe.
Ish. The Scoobert Dubert Cinematic Universe, the SSCU. Oh no, sorry, the SDCU.
Oh my god,
The Superior DCU. The DCU.
what the fuck?
But yes, I think my primary love for Scooby-Doo started with like What's New Scooby-Doo,
The series,
which is
Yeah.
like the one that was the one that was airing on Cartoon Network. R.I.P. Cartoon Network. Let me just
Didn't they say that they were dead? That they were just turning 30
No,
or
but
something?
they like apparently like the network as it is being shut
Hmm.
down and moved towards Warner Brothers Studios, which is horrible
Mm-hmm.
when you're an animation student and you know the meaning of all the mergers and what that
Mm-hmm.
does for like content. You're just sitting there going, Jesus Christ. Yeah, but like What's New Scooby Doo? It used to like air at night and in the very early mornings, so I used to watch it while I was getting ready for school, when I should be asleep. I think my most memorable one is when I had dengue and I was in the hospital. And this dengue like bout was so horrible that I wasn't sleeping much, so we just kept Cartoon Network on because it was one of the only channels that was in the hospital. And they were just like almost always playing either Courage the Cowardly Dog or Scooby-Doo.
So true, Curse the Cowardly Dog. It's always the dogs
I
at
love
that
Courage.
hour, huh?
Yes, it is. That's another like show that you look back and you're like, damn, that show is messed up.
Like, I love those
like, in the
early,
best
I love
way.
those early cartoons that were just like unabashedly so fucking weird, but they were like
That
aimed
and
towards
Chowder.
children.
Yeah, Chowder
Yeah.
as well.
Uh,
Later
and
Adventure
Flapjack?
Time when you realize Flapjack. You know, like when they like that's like this really cartoony art style, and then they'll have like these very detailed, painted like screen freeze.
Oh my gosh,
moments
just like
Or like
SpongeBob?
super hyper rendered. Yes, like that are like hyper rendered.
My god. Oh my god, hello? Did Gab baby die? Is that how it is? It's because it's spooky season, I would assume. Hello? Scared the shit out of me.
Okay, we're back. It's spooky season. I love Scooby Doo. So like I was saying, my childhood was like I really liked Scooby Doo, and I think it carried on from Blue's Clues. I think Scooby Doo is like the natural progression after you enjoy Blue's Clues as a child.
I wouldn't
If you
know.
think about it, like looking back on my childhood, it's truly bizarre to see
Would
how many times I
Dora
went.
be like on
There's
this
a-
Venn diagram? Would Dora be on it?
I don't think Dora's a detective. She's more an explorer.
But she basically does the
The-
exact
the-
same thing.
Does she? But
Can
she doesn't,
you
like,
see the
solve
clue?
Mysteries. Yeah, but that. Oh my god! But no, Dora's an explorer. She's like Indiana Jones, but for kids.
I see. She's a
'Cause there's a
forest
map.
detective.
You just call explorers forest detectives.
Yes.
Indiana Jones, the forest detective.
Exactly. Isn't it? I'm
No, 'cause,
correct.
like, it's either that you compare Dora to Indiana Jones or you compare Dora to Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Well, she doesn't go into ruins. She just, like, tries to get...
Does she not? She goes up freaking mountains and
I don't
stuff.
know. Usually in the episodes I'd watch, she'd just go to her grandma's house or something like that.
No, that's late. That's like late seasons Dora. Like the early seasons were like, where's the mountain?
Oh my god.
Where's the river?
I only ever watched the Tagalized version, so I wouldn't know anything else.
And she also has like a cousin named Diego.
To this day, my brain just like conjures up King Bobo, and I'm like, what the fuck did she just say? Girl, help! My mom was like, don't say that word. And I'm like, but she said it.
But Dora said it. Oh, but yeah, the pipeline of in my life of animal solves mysteries to just like my enjoyment of murder mysteries. It's just very funny to me. As a kid, I thought I was Velma. Mm-hmm. Now that I get older, I realize I'm too stupid to be Velma.
You're Fred.
I'm either Fred. I think I'm Fred because I have a lot of the enthusiasm for traps and cool doohickeys. I'm not as himbo-ish as Fred. Maybe I'm like if you smushed Fred and Daphne into one person. There we go. I think that's what I am. And like, as SJ knows, I love what's this name? Mystery Incorporated. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of the greatest like recent Scooby iterations, and I love the live action ones, despite the weirdly horny nature of some parts of it.
It was but, the like, 2000s, okay.
But like that cast, spectacular, brilliant, amazing. I love them. Okay, so SJ, that's my long-winded history of Scooby-Doo. What's your history of Scooby-Doo?
I honestly don't have one. I think yeah, I've said this in like one of the earlier. No, I think it's like because in one of the earlier episodes I did mention that I never like understood English until like 7.
Oh right.
Right. So when I started watching Scooby-Doo like with like some version of comprehension, it was like probably almost to my tween ages. Which meant that cartoons weren't cool anymore.
No.
Nah, but
Do
like
you have like a favorite like memory of you watching Scooby-Doo?
I think it was the Witches one, the Hexes one.
Yeah, the Hex Girl.
Yeah, we had like you know those DVDs that they sell at like Palenque.
Yes.
Yeah,
or the ones they sell on the street.
Yeah, we had like a
ones.
whole bunch of like cartoon movies in those, and a few of them were Scooby-Doo. So that was my most like that specific movie where they went to the zombie island. That one,
Zombie Island superiority.
Yeah,
honestly.
that was one of my earlier memories of Scooby-Doo. The rest was, I guess, whatever they like those weird commercials they show on Cartoon Network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love like the weird, weirdly
the
like,
crossover commercials.
Crossover commercials. Like I remember there was like a Scream one.
Yeah.
There was like a Blair Witch Project Scooby-Doo one.
There was
where they like aired it in segments, and you're like, what the hell is happening?
I think that's them like giving a wink and a nudge to the more Adult Swim audience of Cartoon Network.
Yes. And I think it's also really funny that they're like, this is what would happen if these actual kids went out to investigate actual crimes.
They went and did like actual AUs on Cartoon Network.
Yes.
I'm surprised none of them got like copyrighted for this. I guess it's because it's just parodies.
They would get like. Yeah. And also I think maybe they would get licensing for it, I guess.
We're promoting your product. It's Scooby-Doo characters.
Please, invite me to your next Scooby-Doo screening. I've seen most of the shows and most of the movies at this point, just out of, like, being like an eldest child left at home while both my parents were at work.
The Scooby-Doo influencer.
No, there's multiple. There's like Bill and Ted. There's like Scooby Doo. There's like Mamma Mia.
No, but which one of them would you like want to
Oh.
do advertising for specifically?
All of them. You think I wouldn't advertise for all of them if they asked me to? I would.
I would. Pay me. Gab, like, wink wink, nudge nudge, pay me. Pay me to do it. I'll do it.
That's me right now. Ryan Johnson, you need someone to advertise Glass Onion for you?
Pay me. Pay me to do it.
Pay me. But I completely forgot. Since you brought Cass up, now I'm just remembering that there was the Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover.
God help.
Which, okay, it happened at the point where I was no longer watching, like, Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, they're doing a Scooby-Doo episode? I was like, they put the... I was
No,
like,
no,
damn,
you've
that's
confused
genius.
them. Scooby-Doo did a Supernatural episode. Supernatural
Yes,
did not
okay,
do a
good,
Scooby-Doo
yes.
episode.
It was very... It's literally called Scooby Natural.
Oh, good
That's
lord.
the episode title. But I was like, at that point, I hadn't watched Supernatural in maybe 4 years.
Could you imagine,
Like, I hadn't-
though, if they did, like, a Scooby-Doo episode on Supernatural? And then they had, like, the 2000s cast of Scooby-Doo on the
I
series.
would have, I would have died. I would have died and gone to heaven. That sounds like so much fun. But my
Sam
my
voice.
favorite,
This dog is talking!
he does say that. No, Castiel says that in the Scooby-Doo episode.
Good lord.
He like crashes in and he's like, Dean, Sam, this dog is talking.
The best thing since sliced bread, literally. This dog is talking.
No, but the funniest thing about that episode is the person who gets paired up with Scooby and Shaggy is Castiel.
Nice. He's the babysitter.
And it's the best thing because he's just genuinely so wholesome with them. He's like, I will miss your kind and gentle
Aw.
spirits. And he saves Shaggy from falling off a balcony at one point.
He's literally like one of those youth pastors. Who's just like,
Aw.
it was a blessed time, y'all.
No, and that's why he's the best character on Supernatural.
He's
Case
a
closed.
He's a youth pastor. I may need to open this cage.
Oh
in
no.
case he needs like water and food and stuff. But then he'll start jumping on me. Leave
yeah,
me
you
alone,
know,
okay?
things that a pet needs.
Yeah. I hold on.
Meow.
You're out. Just don't bother me. Right?
That's a cat.
What
Do you
did
think
I
the cat's
say?
gonna listen?
What did I just say? You stupid cat.
No, don't call your cat stupid.
He is. He
Well, Bruno's
genuinely
stupid.
is.
Another thing that I just remembered, I had a dog at one point, also named Scooby,
Mm-hmm. Unsurprising.
but he was white. So
Sorry that he was white.
he wasn't like, he didn't like resemble anything like the drawing of Scooby Doo.
yeah, you
I
just,
just
like-
really wanted to have a dog named Scooby.
Yeah, it's like Anya with Bond.
Which by the way, I haven't even like watched Spy X Family, but I did see the clip
Yeah.
where she's like trying to convince her parents to take Bond, and
Oh
she's like,
my
"I'm gonna
God.
stop going to school.
You
don't
literally-
let me take home the dog." I was like, "Yeah, that was me sneaking out of the classroom to pet the cat."
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, back to Scooby Doo. Who do you think you would be in the Scooby Gang?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I genuinely would not know.
I hate to say it, I'm gonna assign you Velma.
Good lord, why?
Because you're good at, like, making all those connections and planning.
I
You
love how
have the Notion page.
I love how the first thought that popped into my head was because, oh, is it because I'm blind?
My glasses! I can't see without my
I
glasses.
literally cannot see without my glasses. It's infuriating to me.
So if we ever on a run for monsters, you need to wear contacts.
I have never owned contacts in my life. so-
I don't know how to put them on. My friends do, but I don't. But it's really funny because I remember whenever I'm watching Scooby-Doo and Velma loses her glasses, my sister from the background will just be like, "Just get contacts! If you're going out anyway, just... Girl, get contacts, then
Were
you wouldn't be
contacts a
fumbling
thing
around."
in the 70s?
I don't know. But there have been many iterations of Scooby-Doo that she could get contacts now.
At some point. No, at this point,
some
it's
point.
like out of spite.
Yes.
Whenever someone tells her to get contacts, she's just like, no.
No, she gets a bigger and bigger pair of glasses.
Bigger and thicker, baby. Let's go.
I remember you being on call while I watched certain episodes. I think the season finale of the first season of
Yeah.
Mystery Incorporated.
I had
and
no
just
context.
me reacting
Yeah.
to like the whole bombshell with Fred's parent. Like, I think that's my favorite incarnation of Fred. Just because he's so like, he's such a dummy, but he's like a sincere dummy.
He's a baby girl.
He's a baby girl with daddy issues.
Oh my goodness. So Dean went.
No, oh, that's another thing I forgot to tell you about the Scooby Natural episode. Dean does not like Fred.
You hate the thing that you become, question mark.
No, and it's really funny because he's like, Fred with like his perfect hair and his
Oh,
perfect
good
clothes
Lord.
and his like car. I'm like, King,
Is
sir.
it? That is literally you.
I was like, sir, look within.
Dean is literally one of those dogs that if they find their fucking, like, reflection on a mirror, they'd start attacking. You're just like, who the fuck is this?
He's like, Daphne can do better, and he's positing that he's the love interest for. And I'm like, sir,
That is a
you
teenager.
think you're better than Fred?
Sir, that is a teenager. Leave her alone.
That is a teenager, and also, you think you can do better than Fred? And like, just hearing Scooby go, Rastiel. That sounds like I think Shaggy goes, Castiel, that sounds like an Italian pizza place or something like that.
I love how you did the voice.
That's true. My dad can do a very, very good Scooby-Doo impression, and sometimes if I'm feeling sad, he just randomly breaks it out. And it's like, it's okay.
Oh my gosh, that's cute
But
though.
yeah.
If you're
there's-
ever feeling depressed, this is the PSA for if you're ever feeling depressed, like just explain your problems in a Scooby voice. It'll go away.
Scooby-Doo. Yes, it will go away. Just the mental image of just someone talking to themselves in a Scooby-Doo voice is
Yes.
taking me out. What else?
You gotta do what you gotta cope with. It's coping mechanisms are just like
It's
that.
a coping mechanism. Yeah, that was like the first episode of Supernatural I watched, like in I guess 2019 maybe, and then I stopped watching again. Like I just came back for the Scooby episode, and then I left again.
Oh my gosh, a crossover, and then
But
you
that-
just leave.
I was like, oh my god, Scooby Doo, Supernatural, I'm in. And then the episode finished, and I'm like, okay,
I'm
it's
out.
nice seeing you guys. I'm out. Speaking of which, I've always wanted to like drive around in a mystery machine, but I've never like found an event here that let you like that had like a Scooby Doo display or a mystery machine display, which is very upsetting. I want a picture in the mystery machine, like a small child. I want a picture in the mystery machine.
I want to drive in it.
I would learn if someone was like, you can drive the mystery machine, and be like, great, I'll go get my driver's license.
Let me just take a test real quick. We'll be right back with you.
I'll be right back and give me the keys. I am because I'm prepping. Like I said, I'm prepping for Comic Con, right? Like one of my things is a sticker that says "Meddling Kids Society."
So true.
I was like, damn, I'm gonna do this for me and myself, so I can stick this on my own water bottle.
Make art for yourself. That's how you
Yes.
go by. Me
I'm
opening
gonna
my
give
own
you-
AO3 accounts.
I'm gonna give you some more spoilers, but you gotta bleep them out. So I have that, and I have a sticker.
I've never watched Scream.
Oh, dude.
I've
that's-
watched a new
like, you know me.
iteration of Carrie, probably, but not Scream.
Scream is like the one horror franchise that I have watched, like, in all... I haven't watched the new one, but, like, in most of its entirety. But the first one is still my favorite.
For
And
me,
that's just because I like...
For me, it's
I like
as you
campy.
know, it's Candyman.
Yes,
It
I
is the
know,
only
yes.
one. He just is
Where am
so
I-
much swag.
Candyman has T-boy swag.
Yeah, he's just the drip. I respect it. You know, he just looks so good, and then he kills you. It's amazing.
That's how it should... Listen, if you're, like a serial killer in a horror movie and you don't, like, have, like, a cool fit, what are you doing?
No hockey mask.
No, like
Throwing them
but you
under
know
the
that, but here's the thing, like the hockey mask is a hockey mask, but it's so recognizable that you know what it is.
But at least have more drip than that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be the gift that keeps on giving, you know? You gotta kill someone, you gotta give them a sight that they want to die to, you know?
Where were we? Why are we here on the Scooby-Doo episode?
Listen. Candyman.
Candyman episode. Probably, knowing you.
I already did one on my YouTube channel. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say about that man.
We could always do like a horror movie franchise episode and just talk about our favorites.
Yeah, we could. Right now, we got the Scoobies.
It's weird for you to call them the Scoobies, because I also love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's what she calls like her group of friends, the Scoobies.
No, the Scoobies, because there's a lot of them. But also, like...
Oh, can you imagine like a lot of Scoobies?
that tiny one? What's his name?
The Scrappy Dewey. That is not like a...
Cursed.
Number one. Here's the thing. People are so dumb because they're like, oh, Scrappy Doo is like young Scooby. No, that's his cousin.
There's that one where they're kids. I remember that one.
Yes,
the one with their kids.
Like, are you talking about like the TV show or the recent movie? The recent movie is garbage.
No, the TV show, the one where they're babies.
Yeah.
I love watching that with like the Looney Tunes where they're babies.
Yes, I love that as well.
Where Granny's just like taking care of
I'm shaking your hand in this moment. Oh my god, SJ, we need to find like a copy of that and watch it for
the Hanna-Barbera like fucking baby.
Listen, Hanna-Barbera like in the early 2000s truly like on a roll for their cartoons, like unreal.
Yeah.
Like the Yogi Bear, Dexter's Lab.
So true, Yogi Bear. I still quote Yogi Bear to this day. It's like, I figure something out on my laptop, like, I'm so smart. I'm smarter than the average bear. It's... My sister's like, no, you're not.
I did say before, like, oh, there's a picnic basket, and then the worst thing happened, which is I opened an episode of Supernatural and Dean did the exact same thing, and I went, God damn it! No, I refuse.
Yes,
but I deep down I know it's true. I just don't want to look directly at him.
Me about
and it's like looking into the sun.
Me about Scaramouche right now specifically.
No,
like I need you dead. I need you dead till like there can only be one of us. Like me looking at Scaramouche is like Dean looking at fucking Fred. It's. I want to fight him on sight. I want him dead right now. There can only be one of us.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Me making these analogies, they only make sense to us. Listen.
It only makes sense when we're recording.
Afterwards, we're like, what the fuck were we talking about?
Did you know they made, like, Scooby snacks?
Yeah.
Like, they made a gummy version, and then they made, like, the biscuit version. Yeah. I've only had the gummy version, and I'm very upset that I haven't had the biscuit version.
You can make your own. Or you can have your sister make it. Or you...
No, but I want the one that, like, comes in the box, because I want to shake the box and
You make your own. Oh my gosh. You can do that for, like, a little event. Oh my gosh, you can do it for your birthday. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, oh my gosh. It's gonna be like a direct successor to the Blue's Clues birthday I had when I was 4.
Yeah. Do it when you're 24.
Yes! Okay, you know what? You've given me an idea.
No, it's cute. I don't have an orange sweater though, so you're gonna have to
find one in an ukay and ship it out to you. I would need to go blonde again for that.
You just wear a wig. It'll be fine.
Oh,
I don't have any hair, so I'll probably have to wear a wig.
I love Scooby-Doo. It's just like one of those things where when I see it on screen, it's somewhat comforting in a way.
I don't remember when it was. I think it was one of those times when I wanted to have something playing in the background while I was like playing Genshin. Because I like having things play in the background sometimes.
Yes.
And my sister hates me, but like I was watching this one like whole, I don't know, like an entire hour video essay on like the history of Scooby-Doo, and it just flashed in my brain the moment you mentioned the Scooby snacks. I think that was like around their era of when they were trying to make it like a business venture. Like they did all of the merch and stuff.
Yes, because a lot of like early 2000s and just like maybe late 80s, early 80s cartoons really had things that were like designed to be toys.
Yeah.
Like, you've got Transformers and stuff.
I do remember.
So it's not a surprise.
I do remember them specifically saying that like Scooby-Doo itself was like kind of a branch off to some sitcom, some early sitcom in like in the 70s, and then they added like a kind of Hardy Boys thing to it, and then they made it like universal for kids. And then when it started dropping off in the markets, because, you know, it's a very niche concept of like having kids meddle. And it was
really
like the
funny.
70s, right? You know, they had
really
that whole
funny
thing of like
now,
anti-communist stuff.
Yeah. It's really funny now, like, looking back on how, like, so many shows that we consider iconic just weren't, like,
Popular.
getaway hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
and
they're
then you look at it
popular.
now and you're like, it's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Scooby-Doo is.
It's I do remember that their Scrappy-Doo era was the merchandise
Oh,
era.
that was... The Scrappy-Doo era was them trying to, like, appeal to younger children by giving, like, a son-ish cousin figure, but Scrappy-Doo was, like, universally
Terrifying.
not liked.
Yeah, because he had the deep voice.
Like, even I, like, don't have a lot of affection for Scrappy-Doo, and I enjoy Scooby-Doo. And in Mystery Incorporated, there's actual jokes about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, because they have, like, a mystery museum set for the gang, and there's, like, a statue of Scrappy-Doo, and Daphne goes up and she's like, "Is this?" And Fred's like, "Look away, Daphne. Don't look at it." Truly, if you haven't seen, like, if people listening to this need, like, a Scooby-Doo property to watch, go watch Mystery Incorporated. Like, I think that's, like, one of my favorite ones that's been out in the recent years.
It is, I think... Where did they air that, specifically?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Still
So
Cartoon
there
Network, yeah.
was still some weird corporate stuff about, like, Daphne being
Yes.
gay.
No, Velma, but Daphne and Velma are gay.
Yeah, they're
like,
gay together. They're
gay
roommates.
together.
They were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. It's one of those things of like, you know how you know how Catholic schools like to segregate like between the sexes, and then they're like it's to not promote like having relationships as kids or something
Yes.
like that. And then
And
then
you're
they
like-
forget that gay people exist.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Oh my god, wait, can you imagine like a Scooby-Doo, but they're all from Catholic school?
Oh, good lord. I don't think, like, I'm pretty sure Shaggy would be, like, the flunky. I'm not gonna lie.
Aww.
He would not survive Catholic school. It's a Bill and Ted thing of, like, if
that's true.
they sent him to military school, he'd fail immediately.
Yeah. Well, coincidentally, Shaggy does get sent to military school at the start of the second
It's the
season
himbos shaking
of
hands.
Third Garden. Yes. You know what? They should have done a Bill and Ted crossover. Why didn't they do that?
Pay gab
Bill and
right
Ted
now.
cartoon. If it happens, they
have to credit
thank you,
you.
Apollo, for the gift of prophecy.
No, they have to credit you if it happens
Yes.
now.
Yes. They have to credit me and give me free merch.
I think that's what should happen to like old Hollywood, like semi-old Hollywood. Like they're old to us now because we're like young.
Yes,
and, like
yeah.
they're phasing out now. And I would hate to have them phase out. They like a lot of them are like really good actors, but I really think and
Yeah.
even though this is like a bit of a controversial take, I really think that they should like try to get them into voice acting instead.
Here, yeah, totally.
It's a
like,
bit of a
especially-
controversial take with like Chris
No.
Pratt.
But here's the thing, like, I think that only works with, like, certain properties.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could work with Bill and Ted because they've done it before.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it would work with, like, let's say Scream. I can't, like, see an animated Scream.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking like, you know those actors that you just like hear their voice and you're like, wait a second, you know?
Wait a second.
It's Sylvester Stallone. I know that weird fucking
They should-
warble anyway.
Yeah, they should really, they really should take advantage of that. I mean, they kind of did that with BoJack Horseman in a way.
Mhm.
Like, some of the guest stars in BoJack Horseman. Like, I remember watching BoJack and, like, when Lisa Kudrow went on, I was like, wait a minute. This is another way people should appreciate animation more. Wink,
Yeah.
wink, nudge, nudge. Please give me a job in the future. There's a thing where I was excited for, like, the School movie that came out a few years ago because I was like, oh, the
the
animation
3D
looks
one?
interesting. Yeah, and then I found out, like, they didn't inform any of the original voice cast that had been working on the show for, like, 50 plus years at that point. I was like, oh, no,
Nah.
That's just a lack of respect on your part.
Yeah.
Like, for these actors. To, like, bring in new, like, Hollywood actors instead of just hiring them. They've had the experience. They can do it.
It's the...
Like,
man.
Like, even Matthew Lillard, who is technically a Hollywood actor, they didn't get him back for Shaggy. And I was like, why are you making this?
They're doing a Philippine media in Hollywood right now.
Oh,
where
God.
they're like hiring like known and current stars, the ones that are trending right now. They're the ones getting hired to do roles for these characters that have been played by other people better.
Like, okay, here's the thing. If they're really not gonna hire, like, new voice talent, then fine, just hire Tyra Strong again.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have, like, an emotional VO full of character than just have freaking Chris Pratt doing whatever the fuck he's doing with Mario. Like, the only reason I'm probably gonna watch the Mario movies is because I need to see Jack Black as Bowser.
So true. Did you
That
hear
one-
about that? I don't remember who the other stars that were mentioned were, but I do remember someone like pointing out that like everyone just blindly saying that, you know, like, yeah, Jack Black, you know, like just giving him for like singing his praises and all that stuff. And I respect it. I do love Jack Black as an actor. He's one of the only fat men that I actually see in roles that aren't for quote unquote fat characters as Hollywood likes to do. But
Ooh, Jack Black and the Holiday!
Yeah.
Superiority.
And like I saw someone say that he currently and openly supports Autism Speaks, which is cursed.
No. Come on, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Someone educate him, please, on this topic.
It's been like on news,
Or
but like
let him-
it's not openly debated because like everyone loves Jack Black,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's him and Mr. Guillen, Harvey Guillen. It's they're like both not contested
no.
fat men in Hollywood right now. When shit comes out about Harvey Guillen, I'm not gonna be surprised if he gets canceled immediately.
No.
But Jack Black is just like so common to everyone now that like no one would give a shit, because like Harvey Guillen, not only is he not white, he is also new.
And what we do in the shadows is a pretty niche.
Yeah.
It's a niche thing.
But I highly doubt it'll happen at any point. Harvey Guillen is just like one of those people. But like
Jack Black,
Yeah.
please read up on the proper autism charities to support, please. I was about to say that, like, for me, people will... I also saw the criticism that people were, like, casting, like, Chris Pratt like this, and they're like, why are you supporting Jack Black then? I'm like, well, Jack Black has already voiced an animated character, and that's why, like, I was, like, more chill about it. He's been Poe in Kung Fu Panda.
yeah, Jack Black is actually good.
Good.
Chris Pratt, on the other hand.
Chris Pratt did Lego Movie, and that was fine. You don't need to push him past Lego Movie.
I mean, like, I was gonna be like full respect to him, but I don't respect him as a person. But like, like he's been in the industry for a while, I guess, and he's he's known for his roles in Marvel movies and stuff like that. So they want someone on
The
break.
Office.
Yeah, The Office too, but like that's more niche. Specifically to me, because I have never watched a single episode of The Office. I just know about it. And I don't know anything about his character apart from the fact that he's just like the himbo.
He's a dummy.
Yeah.
He's a dummy, yeah.
So it's not. I mean, you know, it's not very far from his own character as a person. But shots fired. Okay.
Oh.
Casting him as Mario as a business venture, like a move, sure, whatever. I guess.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Mario's original voice actor is in the movie, but not as Mario. If you're gonna hire him anyway, what's...
Yeah, it probably is like a marketing move. It's the whole ad
Yeah.
thing, because his name is bigger.
Yeah.
No one really knows
But
who the VA for Mario is, unless they're like a huge Mario fan. I don't
Yeah.
even know.
I
what his
guess.
name is.
I'm just annoyed because I'm like, I saw like what he was. I love Mario. Like I played Mario growing up, and I was like, oh, they're gonna make a Mario movie. I wonder what kind of Mario movie. And then I saw the casting news, and I was like, God, this man only has like one register in his voice.
It's the whole thing of like, you know how they adapted like the Pokemon movie?
Yeah.
where they had Ryan Reynolds voice Pikachu.
Yeah, you know what? I do like that movie. It's just that one choice that makes me slightly.
Yeah.
I do the voice doesn't match the face.
Yeah.
But I do like that movie. I think it's a fun movie.
It's a weird.
And I like how they did the Pokemon.
It's a weird choice, specifically because like Pikachu
Yeah.
is just, you know, well known for the one line that he says.
Pika Pika. There's ways to like do like established characters' voices well. I mean, I'm gonna be obvious and say Ben Wishaw's Paddington.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be not Hugh Grant, Colin Firth. Which would have been really unsettling to hear like the old man voice coming out of like this very young bear.
I mean, he is technically still an old man.
Well, no, Paddington, the character of Paddington is a boy. He's like a little kid.
He's a little boy.
He's a little boy. He's my little boy. I love him. Paddington Oscars win. What does it mean talking animals? I just realized like Paddington.
Oh, you just noticed?
Well, sorry, I'm not like the detectives that I enjoy. I'm very dumb, SJ. Me enjoying detective stories is me living vicariously through the screen. Because if you put me,
it's just the fact that you love what Blue's Clues, Lilo and Stitch, fucking Clifford the Big Red Dog. Listen, we can go on and on about this.
I just want like an animal sidekick. I think we can. I guess Bruno is my animal sidekick if I'm thinking about it. He does follow me everywhere if he sees me. Weren't
you a Lion King fan too?
I was a Lion King fan, but I was specifically a fan of Scar.
You're a Scar
not
fan.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Scar apparently as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Buzz Lightyear, who gets a cat.
Wow.
He gets a cat. He gets an animal companion.
In the cop movie?
It's not really a cop movie, actually. It's like Buzz Lightyear being depressed about losing his purpose in life because he's been going on these missions because he feels like he fucked up the mission. I was like, damn, this is Buzz Lightyear movie? It's really depressing.
Like, when the trailer for that came out, I was like, why does Buzz Lightyear look like he'd fucking, like, he'd say a slur at me or something like that?
Honestly, the promo pictures are like horrible, and I was thinking the same thing because I really didn't like how he looked. But the movie is surprisingly dark and like goes
for a
into
Disney
like
movie.
No, but like I was like, damn, this is not what I was expecting a Buzz Lightyear prequel to be like.
Didn't they have like what in Toy Story 2? Didn't they have like an existential crisis? Wasn't that dark?
Yeah, but like. But, like, this is worse, because, like, it deals with, like, his fear of failure and losing his sense of purpose, because everyone he's ever loved is dead.
So, hindi ka nakaila.
Hey!
That's why. Okay.
And his best friend, like, gets him a robot cat because he's so depressed.
Oh, good lord.
It was surprisingly good for, like, a recent, like, Pixar movie. I was pleasantly surprised. Mm-hmm. I would watch it again. I have watched it again. But like, yeah,
you got a robot.
You got a robot cat named Socks,
Socks,
who shoots lasers from its eyes.
Good lord! Oh my god, just like Jimmy Neutron.
That's another one. Another one.
Yes.
Boy
genius.
I freaking love Goddard. I honestly wanted to be Jimmy Neutron because I was like, he can build so many cool things.
Those were my like formative kid age like cartoons. It's Fairly Odd Parents and fucking Jimmy Neutron for me.
Yeah.
And Danny Phantom.
Yes.
Didn't they all have like a crossover at some point? I do remember.
Yes, they did. They did. But I specifically remember the Jimmy Neutron Fairly Odd Parents because they did each cartoon protagonist in a different style.
Yeah.
Like the style of the cartoon they were crossovering with. Danny Phantom, I think did cross over with Fair. I can't remember. I can't remember if it's just a theory.
I think it crossed over with Fairly Odd Parents specifically because it's the same creator.
Is it Hartman?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And Jenny.
It's the Hannah Montana, Sweet Life, and That's a Raven crossover energy.
Jenny, what was it? It's the robot? Oh my god, I remember that.
Oh, my life as a so-called teenage robot.
Yeah. Trans icon.
Yes, yes. Dexter's Lab, another one. I like how this transition from Scooby-Doo to, like, let's name all the Cartoon Network shows.
Listen, there's not a lot I can say about Scooby-Doo apart from Polycule Dog. That's it. That's literally it. I have no opinions on Scooby-Doo.
90% of this episode is Gab going, me. Why did I call myself Gab? Well, that is my name, but, like, why did I refer to myself in third person?
God help us.
Okay, no, okay, this is like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna switch to the big light in my room because I want to do homework. And the lamp was on, and it was nighttime. And I was so out of it, I turned the lamp off without turning on the big light. And I said out loud, why is it dark?
Sometimes I like to be a wise ass when I'm at home, but this one time we were trying to turn on the AC unit in our house, and to do that we had to close all the windows. And I literally just got up. I was like, okay, let me get out of bed because it's hot as fuck. So I went downstairs. Yeah. My sister was like, we're gonna turn on the AC, so like close the windows. So I went outside, closed the windows from the outside. My sister was like, because I went back inside the house and she pointed at like one of the windows like outside. She was like, so what's that? And I was like, that's a window. She's like, why isn't it closed? I was like, yeah, I'm getting it. It's a, why, where's the doorknob?
No!
It's one of those moments. Oh my goodness.
When you're just like, your brain just stops working. Just like, it's a little record scratch of a moment, and then you're like, wait, and then the record starts spinning, and you go, am I okay? Am I good? The live action movies are really, like, fun, because they actually, like, this is my beef with, like, current, like, live action cartoon remakes or animations. I'm looking at you, Winx Club. Where's the color? Where's the camp? Where's the color, guys? Why is it grays?
See, okay, this is gonna be controversial. This whole thing started because of the MCU. It's because of them. If you see any of the MCU movies, it's a comic book movie. None of them have actually good color grading. It's all dark, it's all like, you know those like Halsey music videos that have like zero color grading. It's just like raw footage. No editing on like on any of those frames.
I think the closest you can get is Ragnarok, but even that's a stretch.
Yeah, because they have a style guide to follow, I guess. But then the rest of Hollywood tried to follow suit for some reason because they thought that was what was selling or something like that. Not the fact that it's a fucking an amusement. It's an amusement park of a movie. That's it. That's why
I think that is why Ragnarok is so beloved, because it does lean into that.
Yeah, and like the reason why like new remakes of other movies like want to be grimdark is because they think that's what audiences are looking for, because they're catering
I just thought of another one that doesn't do the grimdark thing. Mm-hmm. Birds of Prey. That one has actually at least got color in the outfits and stuff.
It's the weird thing, specifically with just DCU, and they thought that was. They thought Birds of Prey was actually good because it was a DCU movie. No, it's good because women, and also because it's Harley Quinn.
And also because, I will just say, the coordinator for Harley, the Birds of Prey movie, is the John Wick coordinator. So that's another thing. But also, I think there's just more love. There's my beef with current superhero projects is it feels like it's being churned out for the sake of creating a product rather than actual affection for the character.
Yeah, or love for the source material specifically.
Or the love for the source material.
Especially with movies like the Doctor Strange movie. the multiverse one, right?
Yes.
They stole actual like panels from the comic books.
Yeah, my issue is like, it's one thing to like steal panels from the comic books, but can you like capture the heart of like what? Oh my god, it started raining. Of what made the comics so like readable in the first place?
Yeah.
Because yes, it's fun to like have a screen cap that's exactly the comic panel, but if everything else is like completely not the same character, this is my beef with America Chavez in particular in that movie. Like, then what's the point,
Bro?
Then
that is like one of
just make a new character.
It's one of the only gripes that I have with like Studio Ghibli movies, is that they make it look like it, and like anime movies in general, I guess you could say. Like they're like making they're releasing a movie right now, that's literally like just about some guy that turns into a chair, and it looks amazing. It looks great, but like it just why the fuck would you make this movie? It's like you can make it look as beautiful as you want. You can like make entire like very intricate backgrounds and like moving parts in one frame. It's great. You can do that. But it like if you don't have the actual meat in the story that makes it like significant, then what the fuck is the point anyway?
That's fair. But I do want to watch that movie just for
the chair one.
Yeah.
God help me. Ah.
SJ, you say this like I haven't been considering watching the new Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared TV show.
Oh god, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was a thing. I genuinely avoid shit like that. It's terrifying to me. Like,
I do want to see where it goes. I don't know. I guess I'm just like, kind of like, I miss the early 2000s. Like, remember the Flintstones one as well? Where they actually went whole hog on the sets and the costuming.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do live action, do live action.
Yeah.
This is why I'm looking directly at the Netflix Wednesday Addams. If you don't live up to the campiness of the original, why do it?
The one gripe I have about like Japanese like animated movies now, apart from it like looking pretty and like having nothing to say to me, is like the fact that they're like 2-hour ads. It's literally an entire 2-hour ad. You sit there and there is a product on the screen in front of you. Literally, you know, Kimi no Na wa, when that came out, we had to watch it because like my sister is like obsessed with like the soundtrack, and I love Radwimps before I found out that the singer was a fascist. But
oh my god.
The shit you find out on the internet, man. But like I watched it and it's like not even 10 minutes in, you get an entire fucking product placement like on the screen, and I'm like, why is this here? Why is this here? I have respect for companies that like support the arts, I guess, but if you support it for the express reason of like you wanting to put your product on the screen, you just don't like it's a thing in in East Asian stuff specifically, because I've seen a bunch of Korean dramas do that too. I'm just like, I'm not here to watch an ad. I'm here to like see what's going on with these stupid people. All right, please leave me alone.
Oh my god,
I don't have money.
Oh, here's another controversial take about Scooby-Doo. The second live-action Scooby-Doo movie is better than the first.
I don't even remember there was 2 of them.
That's fair, but to everyone else who has seen them, Monsters Unleashed is the superior live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, is that the one where they were already, like, famous?
Yes, that's the one where they were
already famous. Yeah, I remember that one.
The plot of that one is, like, this mad scientist takes the costumes that they've collected and turns them into actual monsters.
Wasn't that the guy that started dating Velma or something? Like, in the movie?
No, he's not the actual bad guy in that. He's just like a red herring. He's just like a dude.
Yeah, that was the movie where they squeezed Velma into the leather dress or whatever.
Listen, yes, I know it's for the male gaze.
That was for the gay people.
Also was for the gay people. All the time. No, specifically also the scene before that scene where she and Sarah Michelle Gellar are like crawling on the floor and they end up face to face.
That was for the gays.
As a child, I was looking at this going,
no. I mean, it was technically stills for the male gaze. It's in that era of like the 2000s where like men were really, really very openly into lesbian porn. Which
I know, but I remember I saw this as a young child and was like,
okay,
interesting. And it was the same energy as that episode of that episode of Adventure Time where Marceline Bubblegum loses her shirt, like her sleep shirt, the rock metal shirt thing that Marceline gives, and Finn goes to give it back to Marceline, and Marceline's like, "That's not mine." And Bubblegum's like, "That's mine! You kept the shirt I gave you?"
Nice.
Like, yeah, I wear it as pajamas. And as a kid, I was like, wait, but couples do that.
Wow. I didn't know they were doing
couples
that.
Do that. And I was like, oh, so Marceline and Bubblegum are girlfriend-boyfriend. And I was like, no, wait, they're girlfriend-girlfriend. Oh. And then it got confirmed later on, and I was very pleased about it. Same energy as me reading Titan's Curse and being like, I think Nico has a crush on Percy. As like a small child.
For real. As early as Titan's Curse. I didn't like pick up on that. Maybe because I am very, very squarely aromantic.
I was in 4th grade and I was having a crisis over this girl I like. And I guess I saw in Nico, I was like, damn, I think you have a crush, dude. Because Nico's like, I don't like Percy. Percy's a loser. I'm like, I recognize you. I see what you're doing.
I know what you are.
I know what you are. But I remember telling my friend, I was like, I think Nico has a crush on Percy. And then they were like, no, he doesn't. What are you talking about? And then House of Hades came out, and I was like,
aha! I knew what you were.
I called it when I was 9. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And he's like, no, thanks, I don't want this. Please give it back. Take it back. You're like, no take backs.
No.
It's that scene in Ella Enchanted where it's the gift of obedience.
Oh my god, I can't wait for her to do an Ella Enchanted episode. I do. Movie.
Oh, good lord.
Oh god. That's another one of those early 2000s that fully leans into its setting and the costuming and like the campiness of the world. Like goblins becoming lawyers and stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh. Just like the joy of looking at the sets in both of the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. Like their little clubhouse in the second movie, that's super colorful. Actually, their wardrobe, like, from the wardrobe alone, where they, like, try to, like, do the costumes from the cartoons, but make it modern, but, like, keep all the color.
Yeah.
Because if you're adapting a cartoon... If you're adapting a cartoon, like, one of the... Like, not to be an animation student in this moment, but, like, one of the big things about animation is appeal, and a lot of appeal comes from the colors. So if you're gonna do a cartoon live action, how are you gonna take away the colors?
It's the verbal me.
And I heard, I did see, like, there's gonna be a Velma TV show headed by Mindy Kaling. However, see? I have the same sentiment. And also just, like, the art style looks strange, and I'm not, like, I'm open to seeing, like, where it goes, but I was like, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of this art style. And then there's this whole thing where, like, the characters look, like, the way the characters are drawn look wildly different, and I saw people say that the way Fred is drawn makes him look like a yaoi comic book character.
No! Yaoi hands, question mark?
I was like, leave my himbo alone. Let him be, don't be gay. Yaoi my himbo. Let him be gay without yaoi-fying him. But yes, Scooby-Doo, will live forever, as far as I'm
Oh my
concerned.
god, live Jesus in your heart. Pero let's live Scooby in your heart.
Live Scooby in your heart forever. No, but I think there's like really something to be said about like why it endures and what happens if you don't like keep the heart of what makes the cartoon like endure and people like it. Like that was the other issue I had with the 3D animated movie is they made them like superheroes. And I'm like, no.
What's your take on
no.
that? Like, why did Scooby last so long?
I think there's just the simple joy of like people enjoy mystery stories.
Yeah.
And the characters on their own have like compelling relationships with each other. Like, and I think it's just really fun to see like these people and be like, oh, if they can solve a mystery, maybe I can solve a mystery, or I can be a part of the Scooby Gang. I can take the action.
That was the intent for when they started this whole series was trying to promote the idea of like this scientific method but like in kids form. It's like very layman's term, just fuck around and find out, but like kid friendly, you know?
Yeah.
So it's within human nature to fuck around and find out, and they like it. Yeah, they want to live vicariously through meddling kids and their stupid dog.
And it's also down to like the character designs, and I think those designs are very like you can do a lot with those as long as you keep like the general color scheme, I guess, and make them
when you readapt them, you have to look at them and know, oh right, that's Velma, that's Fred, that's
Daphne, yeah, exactly. And even like the car is iconic.
Could you imagine them in like a Family Guy style?
Help.
That's the most terrifying art style to have come out of like adult cartoon. Like, I'm sorry.
No.
Adult animation
Absolutely
looks
not.
terrifying because they try to do that Family Guy style all the goddamn time. Like Big Mouth.
Absolutely not. I refuse to even comprehend.
Yeah. That's why every single adult animation thing gets so much flack, is because every corporate thing comes out looking like a fucking Family Guy parody.
Personally, my favorite like art style is the Tuca and Birdie one with the funky patterns and the thick lines. The Lisa Hainault, is that how you say her name? I assume style that she pioneered with like Tuca and Birdie, and I guess BoJack, but not really BoJack, because BoJack is much more clean than the art style of Tuca and Birdie. But I love Tuca and Birdie dearly.
If you were to, I guess, reboot Scooby-Doo into a series that isn't like if you imagine that like Mystery Machine does not exist, okay? Like the Mystery Incorporated TV show that doesn't exist. What art style would you give them, like based on what current like sort of adult animation, slightly kids animation like trends that they're going for right now? Because I know the most popular kids animation style would be the Adventure Time style.
I do like that, but I like that, but mixed with a little bit of like what I was talking about, the Tuca and Birdie style, where it's the lines are slightly thicker, and maybe the backgrounds are less like highly detailed, and they look like, remember the old Dexter's Lab backgrounds and like Foster's Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
It's like when when they did that like Powerpuff Girls parody, but it's like just all shapes.
Yes, kind of like that. Like more like or shapes that call back to like when Scooby-Doo first started, which was like the 60s and 70s and the mod era of like funky geometric patterns and stuff like that. And I would love to do that. And if someone wants to do that in the future, please hire me.
I do think it would be really cool if they do something in the style of like weirdly enough Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, that could also work. I would be so good for that.
It's just really cute. That, and like the fact that you were bringing up like funky line widths and like line depths,
funky line work. Yeah, definitely.
The moment you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, just like Mob Psycho.
Oh my god!
Listen, the new season, it just looks so good. It just looks so good. Man.
I know. I've been seeing like people post them. I'm like, okay, I need to catch up. But it's like, yes, now that you're saying it, Over the Garden Wall also makes sense. That would be really nice, actually.
Over the garden
It
wall
would be.
or like...
I
do love
the art style.
The
art style over the garden wall would make sense for like a legitimate kid Scooby Gang, like kid Scooby Gang.
That or like
cute.
you know the background style that they do for like Steven Universe. I love how they do background style.
Yes.
Universe.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just very abstract.
Yeah. I think that's why I really like that style too, and like the ones that are like shapes, and then there's just like simple lines, but you know exactly what it is. Like that comedy space. I think it's really cool looking, and like when you have like really detailed characters, it looks cool. The juxtaposition looks cool.
Final question, Gab.
What is your final question? I like how this became an interview.
No,
in this moment.
So, Gab guesses Genshin, but it's just me asking your questions. Which Hanna-Barbera cartoon would you want to reboot?
Ooh, gosh.
Because mine would be Cat Dog.
Oh, that's so fun. God, wait, let me look up a list because this is hard. Because I'm thinking of a couple off the top of my head, but like
Courage the Cowardly Dog would be good too, even though it's not part of the list.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to touch Johnny Bravo or like
No, do not
Samurai
touch
Jack.
Johnny Bravo.
No one touch any of those. That's fine. They're good. They're relics.
You know, when I was a kid, when my dad was younger, because he was really buff and wore like a black shirt and blue jeans all the time. My mom used to call him Johnny Bravo. It's either I know this doesn't count because it's not Hanna-Barbera, but if I had a Hanna-Barbera, I guess it would be Dexter's Laboratory. Mm-hmm. So I do that is just sometimes you just gotta be a weird little guy in the lab. But if I had like a choice to like reboot a cartoon for now, I guess it would be The Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy.
True. That or like Foster's Imaginary.
Yes, and Foster's Imaginary Home. At Home for Imaginary Friends. Just like that era of Cartoon Network, I find so much delight in. Because it's so weird.
I do think.
Or Chowder.
If they were gonna bring back like Scooby-Doo's era of like animated series and stuff, they would probably have a lot more going for them if they had just like adapted the Jetsons or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because like there's this
It would be interesting to see a new Jetsons.
Yeah, because it's like the 70s, I guess, like anything earlier than the 70s like view of like what the future would look like. It just looks so much more fun than whatever the reality is now. Yeah. Considering
it's the Back to the Future thing, where it's like he's in the future and Back to the Future, and the future is now, and we don't have hover cars.
Yeah, and like the whole thing with like cyber futuristic stuff right now is that they think
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the first thing they think of is like cyberpunk or like that other movie. I don't remember what it's called.
I do. There's a really cool sci-fi thing that I really like, but I've only seen it so far in books, and it's called eco-punk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
which is like it's
like solar punk,
I do
but
enjoy.
Like
yeah,
greener.
solar punk, eco-punk. Yeah. But like I do love seeing. I think it's interesting, and I would love to see like a live action version of it because I have not seen anything recently that covers it. Like, the one Becky Chambers series that I love. Like, I know you really like, A Long Way to... What is it? A Long Way to Small Angry Planet?
I haven't finished reading it. I do not have the time.
Yeah, Becky Chambers' other series, what is it? A Psalm for the Wild... Wait. A Psalm for the Wild Built is one of my favorite, like, recent sci-fi books that I've read. And it's about, like, this monk who's... Again, this is so obvious. He's like having a crisis of what do I believe in? What is my purpose in life? And he meets this robot, this like self-aware robot in the woods, and the robot's just like amazed about everything. Well, why can't you do this? Like, what's stopping you? And I read both books like in 2 days because I was so like the relationship they have. Like, if I had to choose like an animated thing to animate, I would go for Psalm of the Wild Built just because I think that would like be wonderful. Oh god. Oh, I would love that. I don't want to make it a live action. I want animation for it.
Me with like the Percy Jackson series.
You know, I would have preferred it animation, but I would have preferred it animation, but I want to see where they go Did you see that there's a behind the scenes picture of the Percy Jackson set and like in one of the Las Vegas casinos, because you know how like it translates to your language. There's, I think, salamat po, or on like one of the Grecian tombs, I'm like, damn, Filipino demigod era.
Please don't. Like,
you do know at like no, I meant like Filipino demigod in Camp Half-Blood, not like a spin-off.
It's just it's just giving me flashbacks. Like, I'm sorry, like the era, like our age of like Percy Jackson fans were insufferable in school. Like, we were like we were insufferable.
No, I am insufferable. I will be insufferable when the TV show comes out. And when
we were know-it-all, dude.
Bestie, dude, did you hear about the Solangelo book?
I don't want to know about the Solangelo book. I was very squarely against the Solangelo like ship in the to begin.
Really?
With. Yeah, I was a Jessica fan. Which is unsurprising.
You know what? That's fair. Okay, but there's gonna be a Solangelo fic, and they're gonna go back into the underworld, and Rick Riordan has teased that it's slightly Orpheus and Eurydice, and I'm like, no, don't do this to me. Not again. Do I not get this enough with Dean and Castiel?
Blessedly, I've not seen anything cursed like that in Genshin, so thank God. If I were to ever see one, it would probably be for a ship that I hate. So I am squarely unaffected by it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So yes, what else do we have to say other than ruh-roh? How do you ruh-roh? How do you say? Oh, right.
Good God.
How does my dad do it? I don't think I...
Just call him in.
He's not here. No, SJ, you know what? You know what they should do? They should have Benoit Blanc on an episode of Scooby-Doo.
They should.
He has one of those voices that could work well in animation because it's so over the top. I need
like Morgan Freeman.
The foghorn leghorn drawl in Scooby-Doo.
God.
That's the next. Come on, Netflix, call me. Come on.
Hire me right now.
Hire me right now. There's a really great like comic page of Scooby-Doo where it's all of the iterations of Scooby-Doo, like including the live actions running after each other in order. And I always really like that. I'm gonna try. I'll send it to you.
Like the evolution of man.
Yes. And it's really good. Whenever I see it, I'm like, damn. It's really crazy to see how like the show has changed and stayed the same, and how many ways you can reinvent it.
The weird thing that I don't understand specifically about like fans of Scooby-Doo, like as opposed to what like Star Trek fans, is that like there is just like zero interaction between then and now fans that I have seen. Like you don't have that kind of like community as opposed to like Star Trek fans.
I think it's more like because I don't think people, or I haven't encountered like online communities who are particularly vocal of their enjoyment of Scooby-Doo. I'm just strange, but like I'm pretty sure if you like go somewhere in the internet, there's like a Twitter.
There's an entire Reddit to it. Or Reddit is a scary place. I don't want to interact with anyone.
I think it's also just the fact that like Scooby content has been on and off, whereas Star Trek has been like readily. There's always more to watch, more to read.
It's because like you don't really see a lot of like kids cartoon cosplayers in conventions, as opposed to like Steven Universe. Those are fairly recent. I understand the fairly recent ones, specifically like shows like Steven Universe, Owl House, stuff like that. Yeah, you'd see a lot of those cosplayers, but like you don't have. Like herds of like kids cartoons from like a certain age that are cosplayers.
I feel like when I have I've been delighted whenever I see them, but I feel like a lot of them have become like Halloween costumes more than Comic-Con costumes, which
is really weird.
Right? It's strange. I don't,
because you still have like Mario cosplayers in conventions, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
What is
It's strange.
Perhaps
is the Scooby
something I
Gang
should...
not good enough for your Comic-Con cosplay?
It's just very strange to me because like there's like old anime, there's old like video games, like there were like droves of people who kind of just like sat in their rooms and played these games, and like they had like entire like friend groups that were obsessed with these things. Those are like, I don't know, it's not really a cultural phenomenon. It's just like something that you think is niche, that you are aware is sort of niche and where you're from, and then you form a friend group around it, and then now it's just like a thing, and then you go to conventions, and then you find out, hey, more people are actually into this thing. But like when you see like more mainstream cartoons, just like, you know, the old ones, like the Scooby-Doo ones, or like, you know...
I think my general feelings whenever I see people are like, it's like pleasantly surprised because you're not expecting it, and I don't know why we don't expect it.
Yeah, right? It's just very odd.
I guess it's also something to do with like the death of cable television. And a lot of it was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And, like, some of it hasn't been put up on streaming, so I guess there's less of a generation who's able to watch it without like scouring the internet for like where to watch it.
Then how did the Bill and Ted thing, like...
Bill and Ted is like available on like the cartoon or the movies. Like the Bill and Ted movies are like the Bill and Ted movies have been on streaming services and stuff. But like stuff like Dexter's Lab and like
they haven't done like a move to the internet.
Yeah. I guess like the closest I've seen for those are like the old SpongeBob episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
the exact thing.
That's part of the reason.
It's the exact same phenomenon of me telling Stess to watch MythBusters, and then me realizing there's not like
you can't find it easily.
Yeah, you cannot find it that
look
easily.
For it.
Which is very odd for like MythBusters. It's an informational TV show.
Dude, I had the same thing with like the old seasons of Supernatural. Like I was like, damn, this is super. Like, why is it hard to find torrents that work? Yeah, it's strange. It really is strange, and I do wish that someone is able to like legally get all these old cartoons because they're all so like interesting and charming. And I really do think like the cartoon landscape of now would not be where it is without like cartoons like Dexter's Lab and like Scooby-Doo and like Powerpuff Girls and stuff like that, because like they really shaped like the different tropes and everything as well.
I think it would be because of like the constant rebooting and remaking of it. Like it affects the whole copyright thing, right? So it's not readily available online. Disney. Disney, this is your fault.
That's the whole thing. Then with what happened with the other shows like Star vs. the Four Sisters of Evil, what happened with Owl House, right? Like they just got removed from streaming without like any prior notice to the creators, and it's horrible.
The creators are like, just watch it like pirated, guys. Just do
pirate it because there's no other way to watch it than to just talk about it.
Even like, the creator themselves. Even the creator themselves has to fucking pirate it.
It's horrible, because, like, what does that mean for, like, the future of animation? And, like, the stuff, like, about streaming pisses me off so much, because I know for a fact that people making the decisions don't know what it's like for the animators on the ground, because they don't even bother to ask, or, like, to inform even the creators. Like, a single frame of animation can, like, take, like, a day or so, like, especially if you have detailed backgrounds, if you're working with voice act, like... I want to choke out some CEOs as an animation student.
Hold on. I saw someone was trying to open the door.
It's just the cat.
It was the cat.
It was the cat.
Scared me.
It was the cat, and Ash is just like, if I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for you, meddling adult. Oh, this is the meddling adult comment reminded me. I have a favorite podcast that I listen to called Meddling Adults, where they solve mysteries from children's books from Scooby-Doo, and it's delightful. It's like all these grown-ass people failing in comparison to the cartoon characters.
They don't figure it out, for real?
Some of them just don't, and then other people are like weirdly smart. It's a delight. Like I'm always waiting for the next episode to like drop. Like I remember when I found out it was a thing. I as a lifelong children's mystery enjoyer, I was over the moon. So shout out Meddling Adults, also with Spirits podcast. I love them, and the host of Meddling Adults also runs a very cute podcast where he as I think 27-year-old man is reading Percy Jackson for the first time, and it's delightful because he's like when he did the Lightning Thief one, he's like, I wonder who Percy's dad is, and I'm like, this is delightful to watch.
I wonder who his dad is. Oh, me as a kid knowing exactly who it is. Was this ever a mystery question?
For people who are stupid, I was stupid. I didn't clock it.
God help them.
God help them. Okay, do we have anything else to say for this episode, or shall we give them a hint as to what we're gonna talk about next time? I almost said next week.
Next time. Nah, I got nothing else. We just went on a whole rant about the animation industry and also Hanna-Barbera and also like cartoons in general. So we were just chilling out, just hanging out.
Chilling out.
Yeah,
it's spooky season, so it's another spooky,
spooky-ish.
Well,
what
it does have gore in it.
We'll come back
comedy.
to the spooky when I just make you do something else like Candyman or something.
Yes. No, I think, what's scary about it is the intrapersonal relationships.
Oh my god. Maybe the spooky thing was the interpersonal relationships that we had along
there is another merch idea.
Oh no.
Yes! I'm saving it! No. Yes!
Okay. So, next time we have What We Do in the Shadows, because we brought up Harvey Guillen earlier. No.
Yes.
It's because it's spooky season. Yeah. For you guys, it's spooky season. For me, it's just another October.
It's just October. It's the lead up through the Christmas, basically.
I have no idea.
You haven't seen the new season.
I haven't seen the 4th season. No.
I've seen the new season. So this will be interesting.
Yeah, it's a What We Do in the Shadows episode.
What We Do in the Shadows episode! What you just heard was a talk from the Secret Treehouse. Those were your hosts, SJ and Gab, and this was a production by The Playground. If you like that, please consider supporting us through the links found in the show notes. If you support us for as low as $6 in coffee, you can get the whole uncut version of this episode. And if you want your name at the end of the episode, like at this moment here, you can support us for $10. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope we get to hang out again.